guys, welcome back to Max's Mean Machines. This is Max here, and if you've been following my videos, you know that I broke down in the monster car last week. Anyway, so I'm going to change the distributor today because I wasn't running a ballast resistor, and over the course of the year it damaged my coil and it obviously damaged my distributor as well. So I changed the coil. It still didn't, it started, but it still didn't solve my problems. So I must have burnt out the modulator in the distributor. And I actually took the distributor cap off, and you could see where, you know, there was, I don't know if it's called electrolysis or whatever, but you could tell that it was burning very hot around the 8 terminals there, because they were quite burnt up. So obviously running too much power to the distributor. For some reason, I thought electronic distributors didn't require ballast resistor, but after doing some studying, that is pretty much mostly wrong. Anyway, check out my other videos on the coil and read what I wrote there after doing some research, and it's a real eye-opener, and you know, quite a lot of knowledge there which could be helpful to quite a lot of people. Anyway, I'm not going to really go through changing this distributor in this because I've already got a video of how to do that and making it really easy. But basically, you're going to take the distributor cap off, mark exactly where the rotor is pointing on this distributor, so that when I put the other one in and it's the same style distributor, I'm going to have it pointing exactly the same direction, and that will allow the car to start straight away, and then I can do my fine timing with the timing light. And I usually like to set that down here in Florida at sea level and about 36 degrees all in. Anyway, excuse my garage being a bomb site. I hate my garage being untidy, but Samantha, Dave and I have been working on a monster car, and I need to give my garage a quick tidy up. Anyway, this is the distributor I brought, which is exactly the same as that one, and I did that just to make life really easy for myself. But unfortunately, this one cost $230 or something like that, and you can get distributors from about 40 bucks upwards for a small block Chevy. I mean, I don't know how good they are, but I would have preferred not to have to pay that for one, but I didn't want the aggravation of any changes. The distributor cap's the same, which means the wires are the same, and I'll just unplug the wires one by one and plug them in this one when it's in. Anyway, hope you guys are having a nice day. It's a beautiful sunny day in Florida here, like normal. I'll probably do my projects till about 3, and then I'll relax in the pool with the family and the grandkids. Anyway, I'll get back to you when this distributor is in and my car's running good, hopefully within the hour. Alright, so yeah, I've tied the cap out of the way so that it's not falling on me. I actually took this totally off because sometimes it can be just a pain fidgeting with it and sliding it back, so that makes it a lot easier. So I've marked where the distributor was pointing. Okay, so this is pointing about there. So the rotor, I marked on the base there where the rotor was pointing, and you know, it doesn't really matter where you put this as long as the rotor goes points at the same place on the base of a distributor. Then if your car's going to start, you can do your fine timing, because this was actually over here, which is in the way of this for my vacuum line. So when I put it back in, I'm actually going to put it over there, or even round further, and that makes it a lot better. But as long as I point the rotor to that mark I made on the new distributor and put it back in that way, my timing will be pretty close, and I can just start it and then put my timing light on and do the fine adjustment. Anyway, I disconnected the coil, 2 wires here. Orange is positive, black is negative from the distributor. This little wire here. So literally I should be able to just pull it out now. There we go. Simple as that. And I'll just lure the other one in similarly. Now I could have just pulled this out and changed the modulator, but I couldn't really be bothered. I might get a new modulator so that I've got a spare distributor, because they're pretty expensive. So that's the modulator. So I'm guessing that's bad. Okay, I've been thrown a little bit of a curveball here, but it doesn't matter. But you need to be aware when you look at the distributors that there's something different about them. So this one, so if I sit that there and point it basically at the same direction as this one, the rotor is pointing to here on this distributor. This cap goes on differently, and look, the distributor's lower. They're both flamethrowers. This is a flamethrower 2, and this one just says flamethrower on it. Anyway, I thought they were the same. The wires are the same, but the height's different and the rotor's different. So this was pointing to there on the distributor cap that came off. So in order for my timing to be in the same place, I need to point my rotor here on this one, and then on that cap I'll need to do the wires the same. Hey guys, I thought this was going to be really simple, but it turns out that the distributor cap have different types of ends than my spark plugs. Typical. Anyway, fortunately I have a bag of ends, these ones, and in the past I have really struggled to make these work. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick video to show you how to do it, and it actually turns out not to be that difficult. Anyway, let me set this camera up and see if it works. Hey guys, I just took off this lead, it's number 1. And I really want to use these leads because they were quite expensive and they have ceramic ends to them. So I want to use the original lead. So first thing you want to do is cut off the old end. Make sure you cut through the wire totally, because if you pull it, there's a little coil around that center wire and you'll pull the end of it off. So then get a razor blade and cut down, I don't know, about just over 1 inch. Roll this a little bit. Like that. You don't go all the way through because you want that end showing. You don't want to cut through the middle bit. Alright, so you got this end here. So you want to get your rubber end that you're going to put on. Put a little bit of washing up liquid on there, and I've said this a million times, I don't know if this is the right way to do it. This is the way I do it. So you know, you can either choose to do it this way or not. Alright, you push it in as far as it'll go. You get your little needle nose pliers in there. You pull that through the rest of the way like that. Get a rag, get most of that washing up liquid off. So you don't want too much on there. Then I take my end, so I want it pointed in the same direction as the bottom fitting. So I take my end and I put that back like that. I put this end over like that, just so a little bit of the rubber's showing there, because it makes it more secure when you pull it through. Take my pliers, and just pull that in a little bit, just squish it in a little bit, like that. And then it pays to have a good quality set of crimpers like this. And this one, I'm going to put the curve in the bottom there. See, I don't know how good you can see that, but anyway, it's in there. I'm going to clip that, like that. See how good that is? But I'm going to do it a couple of times so I get the whole length of it done. Nearly got in the wrong one there. Alright, because you want to make sure that's nice and crimped so that it'll slide through. I could cut off this little bit of access here. Like that. I'm going to put a little touch of washing up liquid on here. So make this slippery so I can pull it through. And then I'm going to pull this through like that. Push that down. Put it real easy. Done. How many people have struggled with doing that and then the end comes off? It is just so goddamn frustrating. Anyway, there we go. Hopefully that was helpful. So I had to change the ends of my spark plug leads, which made some of them a little bit short, and so I'll go ahead and order some new ones. But it started straight away, which is good, and I'll check my timing once it's warmed up. And to do that, I disconnect the vacuum on the distributor, plug that, and then I put my timing light on, rev it up until I set it exactly 36 degrees, all in, tighten up the distributor, and then I reconnect the vacuum rods. So I got the car running really good again, and it didn't take half an hour to do. It ended up taking me most of the day because I had to change things with the spark plug cables, and then they were too short, and anyway, one thing led to another. But the end result is really good. But I got to update a couple of things that I discovered. I talked about having the distributor wired through the ballast resistor, and it so happens that this particular flamethrower distributor, in fact all flamethrower distributors as far as I can see, need a full 12 volts going to them. So I actually took the connection from the front of the ballast resistor and took my 12 volt feed straight off that. So obviously it's worth checking with the wiring diagram that they provide with the distributor, because they don't all require a full 12 volts going to them, but this one did. Anyway, the other funny thing is there was definitely some characteristic changes to how it runs and starts. So before, and it always bothered me a little bit, I had to spin the engine over about 3 times before it started. And it didn't do that real crisp start like my other cars do. And I always thought that was a little bit strange, seeing that it's a new engine and everything. Well, now it starts instantly, but it almost seems like there's more compression because the spark's so much bigger. And when it was hot, it was actually harder to turn over the engine. But fortunately, I've got a separate starter switch to the ignition switch, so I can press the starter first and then turn the ignition on. Anyway, it starts perfectly first time, and it actually seems to be running a bit stronger than it was before. And I had a bit of a flat spot before, and I was planning to change the squirter on the carburetor to give it a little bit more of a shot, thinking, oh, it's a heavy car, it's requiring more fuel, and that's why I've got this flat spot, because I had adjusted it and I couldn't really get rid of it. But it seems like the new coil and distributor have almost eliminated my flat spot off of idle. So I might try adjusting that a little bit more. And I'll change the squirter maybe, because I do think I might need a little bit more of a bigger shot on it. But anyway, so those characteristics changed, and it seems to be performing really nicely. But I have noticed that now my tachometer, the needle, is jerking as it goes up. So that's changed since I did the coil and the distributor. So I'm going to have to work out why that is. I think there's a little resistor or something you can put in the wire to the coil, and that eliminates that problem. Anyway, it's all good, and thanks for watching.